to a topic that we are going to be very, very proud to share with you today. 5 steps to succeed promoting ethnic minorities communities. And today we have the amazing Julliet. Can you please introduce yourself? And
let me tell you.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Amazed. And this is amazing. And I tell you what, I've been looking forward to meet up with you.
Pleasure.
And I'm just delighted that you've got absolutely an amazing show, speakers and leaders. I'm always happy anytime I hear I'm coming here. And how do I introduce myself? Of course, I'm the African Wonder Woman, as you know, that is live from the show. And how do I even continue introducing myself? Many people, I love to say I love love, and love loves me. That's what I love to say. Yes, that's a little bit about me until you push me a little bit more, and then you say, what more do I do, right? I wear many hats. Let me say that. One of my hats is, I love to say I'm a community change maker.
Yeah.
For those who know me as a community change maker, that's one of my hats. I'm also a transformational coach, for those who don't know. And yes, for those who want to look at me, yes, I'm a model. Yes.
And also fellow broadcaster.
And
also fellow broadcaster, like with me. We had on show that was really famous. I got the pleasure to be invited to this amazing show that you were doing with the African Wonder Woman. And thank you so much for inviting me to your TV show.
And
it was
that's
amazing.
1000 talk show.
It was amazing.
Yes.
And we are bringing this back to life.
Yes, absolutely.
We are working now with Julliet to see how can we bring this show back to life.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking to every single one of you that are from Africa, from African Wonder Woman show.
Yes. Yes.
So Julliet, the first question, and now we're going to talk about how can we improve the communities, not only in UK, but around the world, from the job that you do and the experience that you do. You are a great speaker, a great motivational speaker, a great inspirational speaker. But what I like about you is that you really want to make the difference to the communities and to the society, not only in UK, but in all Africa. So there is a big problem here in UK, and it comes when it comes to ethnic community minorities, right? For example, I'm from Cuba, so we are minority community original, right? So actually, when it comes to my description, I don't know what to put because I'm white Caribbean. It doesn't say like that, or if it say right. So the whole point is, Julliet.
Yes.
In your opinion, talk a little bit more about
issues on diversity, maybe.
First, what have you done? Why you are entitled to talk about this hot topic that we're gonna discuss today? 5 steps to succeed promoting ethnic minorities community.
Thanks so much for that beautiful question. And for those who are watching us here today, I'm absolutely loving this program, because you've asked us a question here today, 5 steps to succeed to promote, how do we promote ethnic minority communities? And you know I'm a social impactor as well. Let me remind the viewers about that. And this is a big topic, because you know that when we are talking about diversity issues, you have to look at the community with a variance, and we have to embrace all sort of embracing different different communities. And what makes me the great perfect person to talk about this, you know, for those who don't know, I also enjoy let me say I love politics as well. And I believe that at the center stage of every community, we need to be empowering civics education and learning, and especially in our community. So at this stage, let me change myself just a little bit and wear the hat of politics, because I believe that we need to be empowering we need to be investing our communities and promoting civics education and learning. So what makes me a perfect person to talk about these topics? Within the Lib Dems, I love the Lib Dems. So I am the lead diversity champion for London, and I love to promote inclusion and diversity, not just in UK, but not just in London, but let me say the whole of London. And right now, I'm standing as the vice president, or I've put myself forward, or I've been nominated.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I've been nominated to stand as the vice president of the Lib Dem. So I'm excited.
I'm also excited to have you here. Yeah,
I'm excited.
The most important thing is, when
Yes.
you are in a race,
Yes.
is not who's gonna win. Is the most
Absolutely.
important. I'm very proud of you.
Yes.
The most important is to compete. The most important is that you put your heart out there
Yeah.
to represent all this minority community
Yeah.
in UK.
In the UK,
I'm very aware of the job that you do. It's hard work.
Yeah.
But also, we need to raise awareness as well.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people, you see them on the street, and they say, no, I don't care about politics.
Yeah.
I don't care about politics. But we have to care about politics
If
because
we
we live
In
in a
United
society.
Kingdom.
Exactly.
And that's why I say,
and if we don't care about politics,
who else is going to care about us?
Then how are we gonna have our right represented? So it's important for all of you that are listening to the show, not only from UK, but from all over the world, that if we are minorities, right?
Yeah.
We have diversity is the best thing that can happen to UK.
Yes.
It brings cultures, it brings fusions, it brings culture from different countries.
Definitely.
But when it comes to our rights, right?
Yeah.
We are part of this society. We exactly. We are part of this society, and our voice count and our rights count same as everybody else, right?
And if we don't, our children are being impacted as well.
Yes,
and
there you go.
Many people don't speak about why is it important to join politics in United Kingdom. The one major reason is so we can participate in decision-making processes within the council, within the national politics.
So what do you have to say to this young generation that they are out there and saying, I don't care about politics, I don't vote, I don't care, they are all the same, they are all the same, something never change.
Yes.
So is it really the truth? Or there is something dynamic happen that when the young people, especially if you come from the minority community, you express your right to vote and you decide to support any candidate that we're raising, these politicians are there for a reason. They're there to fight for you. They're there for back for you for whatever programs they have that can support your community. And if we keep going like that, like I don't care about elections, I don't vote, I don't care about the politics, then we're complaining while we live in the society that we live in today.
And then we complain that, oh, you know what, this is not happening. But
everywhere, it's not only UK. I hear that all the time. No, I don't care about politics. So they are all the same. Well, we need to participate. We need to engage. We need to listen. To all of them, we need to get the culture.
All our communities together.
Do you think politicians are important?
I think that politics for me is very important personally, because if we don't look into politics, and I believe that everything is politics.
Do you think that actually solve problems, right?
I think that there's I think everything links together.
Exactly.
Yes, I think everything links
That's
together.
the other thing I want to say as well. Like, everybody start to blame the politics when things go wrong. But it's exactly. No, it's a collective effort. That's the other thing. Exactly. We let them. So it's a collective effort. It's not also that we elect the politician. But so we all have to work together, because at the end of the day, it's the society.
Let me also promote cross-party as well.
You can.
Cross-party, we meet different community members, and when we are trying to embrace diversity and inclusion, many people will say to us, oh, but I'm not liberal. The question is, who do you vote for? So when I say, who do you vote for? Of course, because I'm liberal, of course, I want you to come to my political party.
Of course.
And so for me, the first thing is to invest in our communities and ensure that our community understands the very essence of being able to come into that table, because from that moment onwards, then we are able to bring the Cubans together, the Kenyans together, the Ethiopians together, and we are able to even talk to them, because if they're from, let's say, the Black community, for example, then you're able to say, right, our issues for such and such an issue is not being heard. But how are we able to really speak if we are not even involved? We have to be involved. So for me, if anybody is listening to us here today, let me say in your show, please join whichever, if I have to, let me just take a little bit of you have to join our political party as well. And of course, I'm
very good. Who doesn't want to join the political party with a charismatic Julliet representing the minority communities? Yes.
Yes, and if you want to learn anything about how to become a counselor, don't hesitate to call me. You can
write in the chat,
numbers, yes. And my number is also.
So how they can find you? How they can find you? How can they can contact you if they want to speak with you about this subject particularly, or if they want to vote for you? If they want to vote for you, what they have to do? Tell them. They say, okay, Julia, this interview was amazing. I think that you're gonna change the whole paradigm for these minority communities here in UK.
Yes.
So how can I vote for you? Right? If somebody doesn't know what to do. What they need to do?
So for right now, for the votes that the votes that is happening right now is what you call internal election. So you've got to be a Liberal Democrat member to be able to vote.
Very good.
Because it's Liberal Democrat members and many people have perhaps not joined the political party. So what I'm asking is, if you could join the party, that would be really lovely. And
step number 1, join the party. Step number 2, vote for you.
Yes. So number 2 is to call me and find out more about civics education, because that's absolutely important. And step number 3 is also to find out how do you want to get involved in your local council or party or community. I think that's absolutely critical. And step number 4, I believe, is to call me so that we are able to know what is it you're doing, what is your passion. Because why
are you so passionate to promote these minorities? What is it? Why do you think? Do you think that could be an stereotype here in UK that if a white person rob a bank and a black person rob a bank, or a Caribbean person rob a bank, do you think that treat the same, or there is a stereotype in the society that somehow it put one in disadvantage against the other one?
So the first thing is understanding social inequality is real in this country.
So we need to accept that we do have a problem.
We do have a problem.
We cannot hide. We
cannot pretend that there is no problem.
So it's here. We see it every day, right?
We see it every day. And if you listen to stories that people give you every day, it doesn't matter which ethnic minority communities that you come from. I'm sure you'll be hearing unconscious biasness. Oh, this is how Harry speaks. This is how Juliet speaks. All these are microaggressions, I call it. You understand? I mean, how many people speak Cuban, for example? How many languages do you speak? You speak so many languages.
Only 2, Spanish and English.
Spanish and English. I speak a few. So for me, what for me, it's embracing the differences that we all bring, and to bring the abundance that we need different nationalities. We need different communities to work together, to enjoy together, to promote love around the world. So
and to understand each other as well.
And to understand each other, learning and sharing from each other.
Right, and sometimes one community, they want to push the other one, right?
Yes, and in our community, disunity is part of the disunity.
Because here in London, as far as I know, the Turkish live in one side, the Jewish live on another side. It's like everybody take a piece of the country and then they put it there and they close it, right?
Yes.
So I think that we have to talk more even among ourselves, right?
Absolutely. And we have to promote unity. Unity is key. Because without collaboration and partnership, good partnership, if we don't have that in our community, how can we even progress? Not just in issues of politics, but also in issues of impacting our community. For instance, we want to do great businesses, for example.
A lot of talented people in this minority community as well.
Correct. And if we miss
they have the same right to open the business and to get the same treatment like everybody else, right?
And let's not just talk about opportunity, let's talk about equal access. as well, because you can have opportunity, but you don't have access. Opportunity is like you're given an application form. All of us can fill application form, but actually, when it comes to accessing the opportunity, the access of yes, in on the ground, the people who are voting, the majority is white privileged people. So what happens is when we are not participating in civics issues and all these matters, it means our voices are not heard. So why am I passionate? I'm passionate because our voices,
your voice can transform the world.
Well,
yeah?
yes, and
speakers are leaders.
Speakers are leaders as well.
Your voice matters. Yeah,
your voice matters, and we have to transform, and our voices have to be heard. If our voices are not heard, what's going to happen to this world? And as you always say, we are ready to go. We have to speak up loudly, because if you don't speak, who is going to know what we really need?
Exactly. We lose our identity. We are living in a society not only to pay tax. We live in this society to also to contribute as well. I think that the ethnic minority does a lot of contribution to the society.
Yes.
We have here in UK Malaysian restaurant and Indian restaurant, Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
So
Africans
from almost all countries, right?
Yes.
So it's very nice to go out in London and find you have a lot of options to eat.
Yeah.
This is
Mexican,
who bring all that, or the minorities community, and also the music, the dance, the art as well, right?
Yes.
So
the Zumba dances.
Exactly, Zumba dances. So a lot of things that we love here, all of us here in UK.
Yes.
All these trends have been developed by the minority communities. They actually have a great impact in the society that we live today, and they should be represented fairly in the political framework, right?
Yes.
So saying that, Julliet, in your experience, because I know that you are a fighter, and I know that when you really get into something, you put not 100%, you put 500%.
I put 1,000%. That is why I call it JNM 1,000, because I'm not just 100%. I'm 1,000%.
There you go.
Exactly.
African Wonder Woman, 1,000%. Yes. In your opinion, with your experience, what would be the first of the 5 steps that to succeed promoting ethnic minorities communities? Let's say we want this is for you. If you want to support your ethnic minority community in UK, let's say that you are in Brighton or in a small community and you don't know what to do. You know what to do. So what the first thing that they should be doing? So
the first thing is to invest in our local communities. That's the first thing.
What type of investment?
So investment, it means that if you look at it right now, because we're not participating in events, not even in events, in say like the councils and all that, our issues are not known. So when it comes to what you call social impact assessment, when budget is being given, let's say we want look at it from an angle. Let's say we are saying maybe we want something. You go to the high street, you might find that actually we are missing out. We are missing out. And what has created that? Because a budget was not allocated from the very first time. So that is investment. We need to invest and be proactive in the community ourselves as a people, because that's the first step. We also have equal responsibility.
Everybody write it down. Yeah.
We have equal responsibility. So it's not just a blame game to other people. So I feel that's always important. Number 2.
Number 2 step,
Yes. Number 2 step is also we need to understand issues of different cultures, because when you understanding different cultures, a culture brings in learning and sharing. I always say learning and sharing is important, because when we learn to talk to each other and having an open mind, because if you have an open mind, then it means that you're able to listen to each other. You're not being judgmental. You're not being you're not assuming, so when you talk about diversity issues, you're looking at different communities, you're looking at people from perhaps the disabilities background.
Exactly.
You also look at perhaps LGBT issues. You're also looking at Black issues, Asian issues, Latino. You're looking at
different religions as well.
Different genders as well.
So what is the secret of understanding? What
love? Let me say love.
Very good.
Because
and forgiveness.
Because
it takes more courage to forget that we as human beings, we are very good at getting angry. Yeah. But to forgive, it's very hard to forgive. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be hard.
To get angry and to go there and fight, we are all very good at that.
We are very quick at that.
Yeah, very good, everyone. But to forgive, to be peaceful, to bring love, to understand the other community, then it takes a lot of work.
Yes, yeah.
So we hear from this broadcast, we are raising our voice to every single one of you to bring more love, to bring more understanding, to stop fighting for territory.
I'm telling you,
there is a space for everyone, right?
There is. Let me tell you how. When you start thinking how beautiful this world is made, can you imagine if we only had one type of people in this world? If you
how
think
boring would
how
be.
Boring. Exactly. You got it. So this is why I believe that making a difference is beautiful when we learn as human beings to embrace each other's love, because it's only by doing that we are able to really, really build our beautiful nation. But what happens is everybody wants to stay in their little silos, and when you're able to just stay in your little silo, Harry, you know very well, how can you grow if you cannot extend from your own silo?
Exactly.
We have to learn, like me and you. You're learning so much from me. I'm learning so much from you. Every time I'm just saying, oh, I need to go to Cuba. When I had Cuba, I started looking at what has Cuba done in Africa before
a lot. Done a lot.
And in fact, one of the things that I discovered was Cuba, when Africa had Ebola, for example, Cuba was the first country to sort of like respond on pandemic issues of Ebola. Well done to Cuba. So these are the stories that we need to tell. When you're learning about issues of diversity, that is love, you can say. So you come to me and I say, oh, you know what? Our country loves mangoes. When you people are eating mangoes, we can also export and import mangoes in your country. That is embracing.
Would you bring more mango here, by the way? Yeah, that tastes better. Yeah, they're not too sweet. Yeah,
in this country they are not so sweet.
Mangoes are not sweet. The avocado is very small.
Yes.
I don't know.
But in Cuba they are juicy.
Oh, and big. Yeah,
and popo as well. You got popo as well. You got
avocado there over there. They are big like that. Here it's very small. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm telling you, this topic that you're asking me here today, which is 5 steps to succeed and to promote ethnic communities, is a big topic. Another thing I would say is
step number 3.
Step number 3 for me is bringing our community together. Because
one thing is understanding.
Yes.
A completely different book is bring them together. Bring them together. So what would be create a framework, create events. Yes. Talk about the subject, like what we're doing today, right?
Correct.
Talk about it, yeah?
Yes, and also network.
And
how you provide that network is on top of that is adding value. It's not just talking. It's adding value, because our network is really interesting if you think about it. Some people will come in and they want to do what you're doing, but that's not what they were born to do. What they were born to do is something completely different. And so what we need is to promote the talents of those communities that so we promote we help them to find their sense of purpose, which is what I do. Yes. So I'm not trying to do what you do. What I'm trying to say is
create a space for them.
Yes.
Their own space so they can express themselves.
Yeah.
Some of them they want to become an entrepreneur, some of them want to become an artist, some of them want to be so help them and support them
and we
to
help
thrive.
them.
Right?
We help them, and that is why you see somebody like even Lily, she will help them to write their stories, or you will help them to bring them into your show, or I will help them to find their sense of purpose. So it's a little bit.
It's
and
a collective work.
Collectively. And that is why you see, like myself, I love to promote all the SDG, but the one I really love is number 16 and number 17. And it's one of the most difficult ones because it's helping to shape up collaboration. Collaboration when people don't even want to talk to each other. You can imagine you're trying to get people to talk to each other, and then those two people are saying, no, we don't want to collaborate.
Who do you think that have the biggest negative impact in the minority community? Do you think it's the young people, the elderly people, or in between? Who do you think that suffer more about this issue that we do have today here in UK? It's already existing, it's live. We cannot hide it. What we need to do is deal with it, right? As a collective effort and give them a voice to this minority that they have also something to say that bring a lot to this society that we live.
And I tell you what, there is nothing so horrible, because when you suffer institutional or systemic racism, that is also emotional abuse. I rarely shout it out, but let me say, systemic or institutional systemic racism also equates to emotional abuse, because that cycle is trapped for generation and generation. And you can see, you know.
Do you think that this still in UK we have?
I think the report that came out was really shocking. If you see the report that came out a few months ago in this government, was really, really shocking. It said that this country still has a lot of institutional systemic racism, and frankly, you know, 21st century too.
Do you think in a government institution or also in the companies and business?
Even in companies and businesses, if you look at the decision-making processes, again, that's why I keep saying we need to ask ethnic minorities to go in and become governors. We need to ask ethnic minorities to join in decision-making processes in schools, in hospitals, so that, you know, look at, say, for example, the other day there was a report for sickle cell. Sickle cell tends to affect Black people mainly, but the government said that they could not supply, they could not give free prescription, for example. Think about it. Why is it that maybe there was no huge response? Again, we need to be part of that community. We've called for something.
On that conversation.
We didn't participate maybe too much. So if the government thinks there is no need, how will they provide free prescription? And that disease affects our community. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe another, it's like now a disease, diabetes. Diabetes affects everybody. But because more people are going out and saying we need something to be done about it, then something is done about it. But if we don't participate, how will we solve? We will be saying there is no this, there is no that, there is no this. So we have
it's better than participate than complain, right?
It is better, yes.
Because it's easy to complain, but when you participate, you solve the problem.
We have to be inside.
Complaining doesn't solve the problem.
Yes.
What is solved is solution, participate, get involved. Get involved
and we want solutions. Because by solutions, it means that we are also making a difference to the better world. And it also means that we are also participating in enabling the children right now. Think about it. If we don't solve that problem right now, that problem doesn't stop. It continues. So your children...
And it can become worse and worse,
and
right?
worse and worse. And your children, because we did not solve that problem, their children will be blaming you. Oh, mommy and daddy, you didn't do this. And then you come in and you say, please... You don't even want to tell them what you are going through.
So today we're discussing with Julliet 5 steps to succeed promoting ethnic minorities communities.
Yes.
And the step number 4, Julliet, what would be? We have a step number 1, we need the investment. The step number 2, understanding. Step number 3, network and create the framework. So what would be the step number 4 to promote ethnic minority communities in not only UK but also all over the world?
So step number 4 is learning technology.
Ah,
Because with technology,
right?
we are able to sort of like reach out, and many of us, we are not
Today we're using technology, eh?
And also, if you think about us and understand me being the lead diversity, let me tell you a few things I've discovered. I've come to notice.
Tell us.
Yes, I've come to notice, like the English, especially the white working class, they love Twitter. Black people, we don't even do Twitter. So you see, already there is a sort of, we like WhatsApp.
I don't like Twitter either. I like WhatsApp. I like WhatsApp.
So you see,
I'm WhatsApp person.
You're WhatsApp person. I'm WhatsApp person. But the English people or white people, they like Twitter. So straight away, you've got this kind of disparities. So technology and learning to understand each other. So when ethnic minorities are trying to do sort of like communicate, you see already there's a problem, because we are not communicating.
Different community hang around in different social media platforms.
Correct. And so even
communication
channels is not being reached to us. And vice versa, we are also struggling. So that's why I said, let's learn from each other, because those communication channels are very key. Now, when I look at, we like Facebook, for example.
Okay.
Many of them, they don't like Facebook. So what happens? We're like, they just use Facebook. Some of them, because they don't even like what happens with the founder and all that. So there's a lot of political issues as well, the red tapes and all that. So communication. Let me add communication.
Communication and technology.
Yes, communication and technology is very.
So, what do you think that the white people should be doing? Or white people? I'm white also, right?
So
what?
Your ethnic minority.
I mean,
Cuba.
minority
Your
Cuba.
Yeah. Yes.
So what would be because I'm sure that we are putting the space now. We're discussing the subject.
Yeah.
And we all. Even white, black, British, we all want the best society that we can have, and to enjoy the diversity and the colorful and what the amazing things that the diversity have bring to this country, right? Like here, for example, in UK, you said people from any country, name it, and you do have communities, minority communities, right? So. What would be the advice that you would give to the white community, let's call it, right, living here in UK?
In UK,
what can they do to promote, to enhance, to support minority community? What do you think that what advice can you give them?
So the advice I could say is learning to work with each other. That's step number 1.
They can come to our networking events, right?
And you find that relationship needs...
Getting more involved, right?
Yeah, getting more involved. And that relationship also needs very good, what I would say, change makers, because it's not everybody is a leader. I want to also bring that out, because a leader is able to combine greatness in every community, Harry, because some people, they think they're leaders, but I want to argue differently. I feel that they are probably a community person, but leading and being able to lead and being able to
create the movement.
The movement takes special skills, just like you and myself. So let me leave that one there. But there's good training. If people want, they can be taught, coaches, and in everything you have to learn. So that's what was the thing. But the bottom line is learning to listen to each other is very critical. Respecting each other is critical, because when you don't respect each other, it means that what you're doing is, I think you're more intelligent than me, or vice versa. So respect needs to add value on both sides, and also regardless of which community you come from, regardless of what background you come from, what is important is learning to embrace each other with love. That's key, right? So once humanity or citizens of the world are able to embrace one another, the advice I would say here today in your program is we are able to make a step, not just for making a difference to the world, but also creating peace in the world, because these two things go hand in hand. When you don't agree, you have
when problems start,
wars start, and you have a not forgiveness because you're trapped in your own soul.
And the whole planet suffers as well.
And the whole planet suffers. The economy, you see
down.
all the problems. So all these things. And this is why I keep saying, why am I so passionate about issues of social inequality? Because social inequality is things that we live with every single day. If the world can learn how to...
Yes, not only in UK, it's all over the world actually.
It's all over the world.
It's a global problem. It's not a UK problem.
Yes, and we will not be fighting with one another because we've learned to respect one another. So I believe that children, they need to be taught from a very young age how to respect one another, how to value each other, and even from the homes. Look at in this country right now. You imagine in our community right now. Let me talk about knife crime right now.
Okay.
Ethnic minorities right now and some people will say, oh, I should not stereotype. But let's call what the problem is right now. In some of our streets, we have lost, and this is something that I'm really sad about. You imagine children as young as 12 years old, 10 years old. That's a life, and let's remember all those kids. I mean, and you hear that a child, and I don't care what background they come from, what is the key thing here is a child has lost a life.
Wow.
Yes, a child has lost a life when we are talking about communities, and those children from different communities are fighting each other. I'm sorry.
We have a country with resources, with a lot of skills to deal with this problem before it gets to
where it is.
To where it is.
Yes. So
it's like no one cares, right?
Yes, and for me, if I don't care which community you come from, a child is a child. 12 years old child,
12 years
10
old.
years old child. Harry, you should be able to say, I'm sorry. Don't do that. I'm supposed to say sorry. Who is your parent? But these days, even with ethnic minorities, it's like people are fearing each other to talk.
It's a lot of bullying on the schools as well going on. Harassment. Then you need to. You feel the pressure. You need to be part of a band or part of the because you need to join the gang because otherwise you get bullying and certain things, right?
Yeah, and that's to me. So when people say to me, oh, Julliet, why is diversity and inclusion important? I say to them, it's important because we need to look after our children. Our children are today.
The future of tomorrow.
This today, they even...
This kid that died with 12 years old could be the next entrepreneur, could be the next president,
and their future today. That child is absolutely today's, we have to embrace those children. That's why I'm telling that story. So when people say, oh, why are you so passionate about issues of inclusion and diversity? I'm passionate because children are important. We need to promote the talents of the young people. We need to promote the talents of women. We need to promote...
And also the support of the family, family as well, right? Because it's very easy. Yeah. It's very easy to, when you eat in a super place, to be a good person, right?
Correct,
but if there is a struggle in the house and it's difficult to find food in the table, if people come from another country, they need to learn the language, they're doing low-paid jobs, then the whole ecosystem, the family get impacted, and therefore...
domestic violence goes up.
There you go.
Sometimes, and you find that if there's no love in
then the kids become aggressive.
Then the children become aggressive, and so... This issue of inclusion and diversity is very important in every family.
We have to deal with the domestic violence, which is a lot of work that needs to be done in this area as well, right?
Yeah.
And then also in the areas of integration as well. I think that
inclusion
and integration, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work also that people come here from another country and they want to do everything exactly from the other country, right?
Yeah.
Because we came here, we have to integrate ourselves, right?
Yes,
we need to speak English, right?
Yeah.
We need to follow the rules. So, but this the integration, that doesn't mean discrimination, right?
No, you can't confuse. You
exactly.
know, what I'm talking about, institutional racism, I'm talking about where you lacking access, because
access should be equal for everyone, so there could be equal opportunities, right?
Yes, so equal opportunities and good equal opportunities is important. But if you find that you're in a job and you're scared of even talking to your employers, which is what happens to a lot of ethnic minorities, let's be honest with ourselves.
People are scared because they might get fired, right?
They're scared that they can get fired. They're scared because maybe they are not confident with
Do you
their
think
English.
they have 5 people to fire? Yeah, so, five people to fire, and there are 6.
Yes,
and there are 5 English and 1 minority. Do you think that that would be the person that will go out?
I just want to say I'll leave that one for people to decide.
For the entrepreneurs, right? Yes, for the company owner.
For the company owner to decide. But what I can say, the stories or the
should be on performance, right?
Experiences of many people is some of the stories you know very well. You're also from the Cuban community. When I say to you, what is it like in your community? You say they are disunited. Yeah. And I say to you, we are disunited. And it's the similar stories.
We need this minority because we need, in order to move this country forward, we need this minority to work. At the moment, I read an article, we need 2 million people for work here in UK.
In UK, I know.
We need drivers, we need people that beat the construction sites, we need lorry
people
drivers.
To go to the farms as well.
Exactly, so there is at the moment here in UK,
doctors, nurses,
we are lacking of 2 million people of workforce at the moment, right? This post-pandemic period.
And
this
also,
is what we are. That's why I was
stop Brexit issues on Brexit issues as well, which has impacted us.
It broke a big problem, big problem,
and
because
those of Europeans went back as well to their countries,
and now they don't want to come.
And they don't want.
They don't want to come now.
That there's discrimination. We have to be open and
more understanding, because now
provide this discussion openly, because
people say if you don't want me in the country, I'm not coming. They go somewhere else, right? Because when you come to my house, if you're not welcome, you're not coming, right?
Everybody wants a sense of belonging.
Exactly.
And sense of belonging.
And if the Brexit have put on the space, well, we don't want you. So people said, okay, you don't want me. I don't come. But if they don't come, who's gonna build the economy? So now the other day was no petrol, it was a big chaos.
We saw it.
It's not because it's no petrol, because there are no people to drive the trucks, right? And the building sites, they are all running late in the development because there is not enough workforce, right?
And the trucks were full up, but there was no truck drivers. So what do you do? And
the economy slow down, then the taxes slow down, then the whole country slow down, right? So
and you can imagine what the panic was. Imagine, I saw people going to fuel their cars 12 midnight, 1 midnight at night. And yes, I was one of them. I took a friend about 2 o'clock, and the guy at the petrol station, I said, so this I said, so what time will this petrol station close? He said, in the next 2 hours. So if you were asleep,
you don't get petrol.
You won't get petrol the following day because there's just so enough, and the queues
food also have gone expensive. Well, oh my God, you go to supermarket now, like
20 quid. You're like just one bag, and you're like oh my goodness, what's happening? So
we just had lunch in a restaurant. It was not a big deal. It's a huge bill, right?
The bill came in.
This is huge. We just eat something simple, right?
I even had to say,
was
are you
way
sure?
too much.
I even had to say to I have to confess
Restaurant
this
price, food prices in general have gone up because of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Now the European, there is not the same speed that we can bring the food and the things that were before, right? Rules have changed. Yeah. But the truth is that now we go to a supermarket and it's very expensive, and you go to a restaurant, it's also very expensive,
and
right?
So what does that mean?
The restaurant owner is not his fault. He need to buy the food from wherever same place we buy it, and it's also expensive, right? Yeah. So cost of living is going high.
What does that mean? It means more health problems, mental health, because when people are not enjoying themselves,
exactly,
mental
people
health goes up.
People cannot go out to,
because you feel stress. Cost of living is going up. That is why I keep telling everybody, if you're ethnic minority, please join issues, just join any political party that you like.
Exactly.
As long as it's not far right. I'm quite happy for people to just join a political party. I want it to be mine again, I will say, which is I'm liberal. But I just want people to go in and speak to their MPs, speak to their councillors, say, look, this is what's happening in my local community. Look at how many elderly people are using the food banks right now. Yeah. The queues that people can't afford, and it's
has become expensive.
People are feeling it. People are feeling it.
Of course, everybody is feeling it.
Everybody is feeling
everybody
it.
Everybody that bought food before Brexit, and even the house prices been very steady when before it was prices of houses were going really, really, really high, right? So the economy has slowed down a lot, and it's not just because of the pandemic. Brexit have a huge impact in the UK economy, but now we're bringing it back. We're trying now to
do you think it's
switch
gonna come back?
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
Well,
so
I can confess, at least I really voted to stay in, so I love that because I looked at it from an ethnic minority. I knew that if I voted out and I live in this country, I felt that I would be disadvantaged. So the reason why I voted to stay in is because I wasn't thinking about, I'm living outside this country. I was thinking, I'm living in Britain. I am from this country. So I felt that, you know what? I have to stay in. I don't want to be impacted. I don't want the children to be impacted. But other people voted to say, we
are where we are struggling, right?
Yes, all of us.
And let's see,
we should laugh. That's not funny, I always say, we need that.
I always said, who vote to have less money? Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
It's really, really bad.
But never mind. Yes. So what we need to do as leaders is just head the economy, head the society, and put Great Britain back again into
being a great nation.
Great nation, economy speed up, right? And if we need to open the doors to these minorities, if we need to open the doors to Europe again, in some form, so we can have the workforce that we really need, so the country can move forward, and we can actually have a decent food prices, not so prohibitive like it's coming right now. And if we can have the normal services, so we don't struggle with petrol or with crazy things like that, right? So all that will help to speed up the economy, right?
Yes,
so
and we need to bring back the ethnic minorities in this community.
Exactly.
Because that is how we are able to bring them. And as I'm talking about that before we close, let's talk about the diaspora in this community. Many people don't talk about the diaspora in this community. And the diaspora community needs to understand that they're equally responsible to being part of these communities. So we need to ask of them to also appreciate that, they need to participate in engaging in politics. And, I love saying that because if we are not there, hurry, 10 years' time, some people will be 50 years old. After 10 years' time, some people will be 60 years old. Before you know it, the children, if you haven't participated, I keep emphasizing, whoever you are, you must bring at least five people. Bring five people. Cuba people come. Kenyan people come. Ethiopian people come. When you want, just call me 077-423-84052, and we can really improve and promote ethnic minorities so that our issues are heard in our communities. We want, and also, let's say there's some good people out there, especially some white good community, some white allies. I call them white allies. There's some of them who are really good, and some of them will tell me, Julliet.
Yeah, not everyone is bad, right?
Yeah, exactly. In every community,
we have a lot of support.
Yeah, so we have support. So some of them will say, Julliet, we want to hear what your issues are. The issue is sometimes our people are like, if you're going up, they think that somebody's paying you. And you're saying, no,
it's
bring
a lot of work.
issues.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm glad to be in your show here tonight. And thank you. Beautiful show.
So then, Juliet, what would be the 5 steps? So we have a step number one, invest.
Yeah.
Yes. So today we're discussing 5 steps to succeed promoting ethnic minorities communities. And we have step number 1, invest. Step number 2, understanding. Step number 3, create the network. Step number 4, engage with the technology, right? Yeah. So we can move forward. And what would be the step number 5? The last step that every single person has to do, not only in United Kingdom, but around the world, to promote the diversity of ethnic minorities. So we make this, we solve this problem, and we move the economy forward.
It's live in happiness.
Happy, be happy, yeah. Be happy.
And laughter and be happy. Because without happiness, how can we talk to each other?
Exactly. Because when you're happy, you have the good state, good state of mind, right?
Of course, yes.
Good
live
state.
Healthy as well, and just embrace each other, add value to each other. And be happy and live in happiness.
Now I want to ask you one question. As a motivational speaker, yes, as an international speaker, motivational speaker that you are, do you ever experience fear of public speaking, or you always were like this powerhouse that we're seeing here today?
Harry, you always say it, you have to plan every single
That's good answer, yeah.
You have to plan. In everything without great planning, Harry, and it's good to have some good butterflies like that
before going to the stage.
Yes, because there's that good one, but there's also that one that motivates you because you want to be out there, you want to give a great message. And for me, I do have those moments when I can tell you, especially when you haven't prepared.
What do you prefer? Large audiences? What do you prefer? Speak in front of 2,000 people or speak in front of 20 people?
For
what
me,
you like more?
Interesting. I actually love a very large group.
Very good. Same to me, yeah. You can feel the energy,
because you can feel the energy. You want to go, Harry, we are ready to go.
We can do it. Ready to go.
And when you're like that, you can feel the abundance and gratitude.
How about the camera? Do you prefer to speak in front of the camera like we're doing now, or you prefer to speak in front of the people? You're very good in TV, I've been in your TV show, right?
I love
You're
both,
very good at both, actually.
But I think it depends.
What would be your favorite?
I think I like both, but I think also...
You prefer to have your TV show, or you prefer to speak on the stage in front of people?
I prefer both, but I think the way we're doing it here tonight, I love it.
Yeah,
and
we do.
I think the reason why I love it here tonight, we are able to talk to each other. We're able to talk to so many people, and we are able to share the message. Sometimes when it's a large group as well, depending on how the room is set up, what people don't realize is it takes a lot of planning. Let's tell them.
An energy.
An energy. When you're planning, for example, whenever we come on air, we still have to do planning. We still have to understand what you're saying. We still have to listen to what all of you are talking about, read your comments. There's so many things happening in your mind, And for me, sometimes people just think you wake up, It takes years of experience, and every day you're learning something. Let me say that. And
you're a great, very charismatic speaker. I think that
thank you.
the way that you smile is
Yes.
engaged with the audience.
Yes.
Do you think that being charismatic have been helping you in your political career and as a motivational speaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that knowing who I am, accepting
and
who
be
I am,
exactly,
yes,
and be
accepting
secure
who I am,
you are.
and yes, accepting who I am, knowing my identity, understanding and appreciating who I am. I think that to me is the most important thing. And I think that sometimes people want to try and tell you what to do and this and that. And frankly speaking, let's be, I'm ready to go. All I want to just do is action, and find solutions for the world. And so for me, is knowing yourself, knowing your identity, understanding who you are. And I think that helps me a lot. Let me also say I love watching Oprah Winfrey.
Really?
Yes. And I have
great speaker, yeah.
Great speaker as well. Yes, Oprah.
Yeah.
I also love to watch. In everything, as you know, I love watching your program as well because I'm always learning, and especially when it comes to technology, you're absolutely up to the forefront with technology, and yourself and Lily as well. So I can say that when it comes to community work and also how I present, it has taken great courage. I also went to school for this kind of thing. So I encourage people to do a bit of studies as well, so you understand how you speak. I'm a qualified trainer myself, so that helps me as well, I think. So
and last question, Julliet.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Yes, let me see. This one. So here we have from Africa, yeah?
Yes, so this one
wow.
is a beautiful.
It looks like a warrior, right?
It's
fantastic,
Can you see this one? This one came from Nigeria. This one is
wow, what is it?
This was a gift. This was a gift. This is a
wow.
Yeah, so this was a gift from the chiefs.
And what is it?
It's a gift for African Wonder Woman.
Wow, really?
Yes, that's a gift as well.
The quality is very good. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's like when it's hot, you use it, or
it's like that. So
that's cool.
It's a beautiful fan. You can see.
Yeah. So I like the fur, right? It's really
beautiful, and that's
fantastic.
Shield. It's a shield, actually.
Yeah, is it? It's shield. Yes. So you can use it. Somebody want to attack you, you defend yourself. Like this. There you go. Yeah.
So you want to throw eggs at me?
Yeah, it depends you. Yeah, very good. How about?
And you can see it's very well.
It's amazing, crafted. Right?
Oh yes, talk about investment. Actually, we could promote Africans and
products. Oh yes,
and products. Investment. We need high street shops of ethnic minorities. So, they love, even Cubans,
give them support,
we give them support and stuff like that. Talk to our...
Create workshop, training.
Training.
Giving the facility so they have a fair chance in this society.
Fair trade. Let's call it fair trade. Yeah, fair trade.
And how about this one?
Oh, this
one is amazing,
yes, and many people, especially, the other one, I have the white one. This one, sometimes people think is dog's fur. It's not, actually. I don't like it. It's my chiefess. Come on.
What happened with the white one?
Yeah, I still have it somewhere. But this one right now, I changed them around. So I love this one as well. But the white one is quite bright,
I remember the white one. Yeah,
so
this one is also very good. Yeah,
this one I love. So this one is at African one.
So what is this one for? So this one is for defense.
Yes.
And this one is for attacking.
No. This one is, you can see. This is This is my chiefess. You can see that. That is my chiefess.
What is this?
I'm a queen. I'm an African queen.
Ah, wow.
A lot of people, and also lately as well. I'm also not just. I've also technically by some of the the Ethiopian community, they're calling me African Queen.
Very good.
Yes, so a lot of people. I just want to announce I'm absolutely delighted.
Congratulations.
Yes, and I'm called Queen.
Happy to have a queen. Yeah.
Yes.
What's your name?
That one they gave me was Queen Nigis.
Queen Nigis.
Yes, I'm still trying to
absorb it.
And understand what does it bring me, what does it mean
but
for
what
the
is very
people of
positive,
Ethiopia.
exactly.
And let me tell you what is going to make you happy. You know, within the Ethiopian calendar, we are living 7 years, behind. So Ethiopian calendar we're 7 years. So now it's 2014. So when I learned that, I thought, 7 years behind. So what would you have been doing in 2014? Because so that is when they told me this story. So for me, whenever the Ethiopian their calendar 2014. So I'm really feeling young, my skin.
Oh, as soon as we're right there, eh?
Yes, but I'm just saying that is the Ethiopian calendar, everyone, but we're still in 2021. So, but I love just to think that I'm 7 years younger. So anytime I think I'm 7 years younger.
Let's travel there and become younger.
Yes, I'm traveling there. And thanks to Professor Momo as well. Because he's the one who was telling me. Okay. And they told me about the African Queen Nigis. And I love it. I appreciate the people of Ethiopia. I appreciate the people of Cuba. I appreciate the people of Kenya. And of course, I want to appreciate United Kingdom here today. So, and everyone as well. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Julliet. And today we have the topic 5 steps to succeed promoting ethnic minority communities. So remember, everyone, write this down. Step number 1, investment. When you arrive to your local community, you need to speak with the counselors and see what is the investment, what is it, allocate the budget so you can do stuff, because with no money, it's very little that we can be done. So I'll make sure that you allocate some budget to promote the minority community. Step number 2 is rather than get the distance, the understanding, right? Understand each other. Make sure that we listen to each other and we understand each other. We understand that somebody come from Africa, somebody come from Cuba, somebody come from China, somebody come from different, everybody has different culture, and we cannot say no. Sometimes you see between the communities, people, they say no. Between minority communities, they don't like each other, right? They don't even want to listen to each other. Exactly. So how can we move forward? Exactly. Right? So the understanding is key, Step number 3.
Having an open mind.
Having an open mind, We, at the end of the day, we are inside, all of us, of the UK framework, and we have to make this work. Okay? So step number 3 is network. Basically create the framework, events, workshops, training. I'm very happy, Julliet, anytime that you need us, the Lily and I, to go and train the younger in the minority community in any aspect, public speaking, leadership, sales, business, you name it. You know that you can count with us. Yes? And we are a service the community, and it will be our privilege to contribute.
Got how many followers? Tell people how many followers. You can imagine.
Exactly, 250,000 followers in Facebook, and we will be very, very happy to do more job for this minority. Right? We can create workshops, we can create training, we can put them together. So network and create these frameworks of those events with training, because with education, those ones that don't have can have. We have Alison Matthews saying hello from YouTube.
Can you imagine?
We have people from YouTube saying hello, Alison Matthews.
Oh,
right?
Wow, Harrison, lovely to see you. Oh, wow,
and then we have Julliet talking about the step number 4 is technology. Use technology to at service of the minority community, so we can communicate each other in a channel, in a common channel, when we can express our ideas, our challenges, right? And move forward with the conversation, keeping on the space, right? And remember, number 5. What number 5 says? Be happy. Be happy, be positive, because if you're happy, you're positive, you have the right mindset, and with the right mindset, magic happens. And today have been a pleasure to have Julliet.
Well happens.
Love.
Because it's love. Who doesn't like, which community doesn't want love?
Exactly. Everyone, right?
Everyone wants love.
So thank you so much, Julliet, for having you in the show. Pleasure. So much. And see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Thank you, Lily, as well. I can see
Thank you to
Lily's
Lily.
online.